What is up, you guys? Michael Myers here, back again with another video. Today I'm going to be doing a movie review on a film that I just rewatched, and that is Candyman from 1992. So as you guys can see, I just picked it up on Blu-ray a few days ago. Really glad I did because I've been trying to rewatch it for a very long time now. I believe I've seen it once when I was little on TV, but obviously I don't remember a whole lot of it. All I could remember was the creepy Todd dude who had a hook as his hand. But yeah, and also because there will be a new Candyman movie coming out in October later this year, which is, going to be under the same name, just Candyman, which is like a direct sequel to this original film. So I will talk a little bit more about the direct sequel after. But as you guys can see, this is the collector's edition Screen Factory of Candyman on Blu-ray. It does come with two discs, the theatrical cut and the unrated cut with some special features. Pretty cool. And if you guys have this Blu-ray release, you guys should know, open this up, that it originally, when you get this, it comes with this cover right here. But something cool about this edition is that you can actually flip the paper and get the original movie poster as the cover. And obviously me had to switch it because I prefer it with the original movie poster. But Candyman, if you guys have not seen this movie, I definitely recommend it. This is a great horror film. Especially if you haven't watched it, I definitely recommend it before the new one comes out. Because I feel that there's definitely gonna be more audience, I feel, with the new one than, let's say, with this one, because it's a modern day horror movie. But this film right here, guys, I'm gonna have to put it as a classic because it is just an amazing film. It's not perfect, but I really do I really enjoyed the hell out of this movie. I wouldn't say it was mind-blowing, but it definitely blew my expectations because I really was not expecting nothing that this movie came out to be. And this film, what I think I enjoyed most about this is it's not your typical horror killer movie. And I think that's what I was kind of going into this movie with that expectation. But once that got thrown out of the way, I think I really enjoyed the movie much more because it is just so much more to it than Candyman being this main killer who just kills teenagers or whatever. This is definitely more to it, and that's what I really liked. And I feel that this movie is definitely one of the best horror movies from the 90s, because I feel that, like, in the 90s, when we got to the 90s, there wasn't really that much classic horror films. Don't get me wrong, there is some great horror films from the 90s, but what I'm saying is that most horror movie classics that we all love usually come from the 80s and the 70s. So for this movie to be released in the early 90s, I think it's one of the best films that, horror films that came out from that decade, because I just love the dark horror tone to the story and everything. Candyman is like an urban legend in this movie. As I said, he's not your average killer, and I think I guess that's what made it more entertaining. Like I said, once you start this movie, it's not like he's a mystery. Like, he is an urban legend. People know about him, his whole story. The main girl, what's her name, Helen, she's a college student who's doing her research, trying to find answers about this urban legend. She tries to debunk that the whole Candyman thing is fake until he shows up on her to prove her wrong. And I just think it was great. And in my opinion, the character Helen, honestly, when the movie started, the first half of the movie, when she's doing her her research and everything, I kind of didn't really care for her. Like, it just, to me, it seemed like she's reaching in a way, because she actually went to the projects in Chicago, which this movie's based on. I believe some true events of some projects in the ghetto in Chicago. So she actually went over there, did her she went in deep. And basically Candyman shows up on her for, basically discrediting him, and his whole image. And it kind of reminds me of Freddy in a way, because Candyman lives on by fear. And if you don't really fear him or believe in him, he's not really real, and that's why he showed up on her in that parking lot scene, which I thought was a great scene, and we gotta talk about Tony Todd as Candyman. I think he just played such a badass horror character, in my opinion, and especially that parking lot scene when he's just standing there, with his creepy ass voice. That definitely, when I first seen that scene, I remember watching that scene on TV, but obviously I don't remember a whole lot. But when I first saw it once again, I'm like, oh shit, this is some shit right here. That is a great scene, the parking lot scene when when Helen first sees Candyman and stuff. So, I just really like the dark story to this, say we dare you to say his name 5 times, he's gonna show up in you. She tried it, the girl tried it, she was discrediting it, she was discrediting the whole urban legend Candyman until she finally found out that he's real. And so that's probably the main reason he went after Helen. And also there's also saying that the reason he went after Helen was because she is like a reincarnated, she's Candyman's like lover or whatever. She is like her reincarnated, so that's why Candyman was like obsessed with her in a way. And yeah, man, I just really enjoyed this movie, and I like how it went, because as I said, I didn't really care for the Helen character, but once she was getting left with the murders and getting arrested for the murders, and it was basically Candyman's work. Like, once the rest half of the movie, like, you actually felt for her. And I just really do like Candyman as a horror character. The kills, I think, were pretty damn sick. If you ask me, my favorite kill was probably when Helen was having a meeting with the doctor when she was locked up in that hospital. And then I guess she's trying to prove to the doctor that he's real. She says his name 5 times, and he shows up and kills the doctor, another victim for Helen to be blamed for. So Candyman, he's killing all these people around, and basically Helen is the one being blamed for these crimes. And I like how that went, when she was being arrested for the crimes she didn't commit, but of course she couldn't really say anything. That's when I thought this story's pretty damn good. I really enjoyed that part. So this film, as I said, gonna have to put it as a classic, because it really is. I just love, as I said, the dark tone to this. And also, one creepy part I always thought about Candyman was the whole bees. I like how the bees just come out of his mouth and everything, especially in the end when he has Helen, and I believe they were real bees they used in the actual filming, and actually Tony Todd got paid $1,000 more for each bee that stinged them. So imagine that. But great film, guys. Really, as I said, love the story. I just really like this film. It just, to me, it was something new. Honestly, I don't know. I just felt that it was a new, it was just a whole brand new horror experience, you could say. I'm gonna have to say, even the editing, I feel, the whole effects in this movie, I thought was really, really well made. And yeah, that's pretty much it I gotta say about this movie. I mean, that's all I can say. We could talk about it a lot, the whole movie, but the basics, this movie's a classic. Definitely recommend it. Now, of course, we will be getting a new Candyman movie, which is a direct sequel to this. I wouldn't say I'm excited for it, but I will check it out. I guess it'll be cool to see more of a modern day version of Candyman. I would like to see how that plays out, and I'm glad that Tony Todd is returning as Candyman. I believe they had another actor who was gonna play him, but then they referred it back to the original guy, Tony Todd, which is great in my opinion. But the new direct sequel, based from the trailer, it just doesn't feel natural. Like, this one definitely feels like more of a natural horror flick. But based off the trailer, it just doesn't seem as convincing, and I feel that this movie is, of course, gonna have its main plot, its main points from this film, but of course gonna be mixed with more modern day horror elements, which is but a lot of people are saying that the new Candyman movie is in good hands because the director is actually the same director who did what's that movie, Get Out, and Us. And I thought those movies, I didn't think they were bad movies. They were good movies. I think they, especially Get Out, I think I like Get Out a little bit better. But overall, I don't really I don't feel like those movies are my type of horror movies. Like, it just, honestly, they were just too modern for me. And based off the trailer, it kind of reminded me of those films. And it was, I saw the trailer before I found out that that same dude is directing the new Candyman. Before I knew, it really gave me those vibes, the Get Out vibe and Us. But overall, those movies are good, the whole storyline and everything. But as I said, those are not my type of style of movies. But as I said, I hope Candyman, the new one, it's not gonna be as good as this one for sure, but I hope it is worth it, and it really does justice to the original. Because I'm gonna be honest, and I will be doing a whole other discussion video about this, about the latest horror movie trends, with them making a whole new direct sequel. They're doing the same thing just like they did with Halloween. They made a direct sequel to Halloween under the same name, just Halloween. So yeah, I mean, I guess we're gonna have to wait, see how it is. Something good about the new one is that I'm glad they're continuing after this one. It will be, the main character will be the baby that Helen had to sacrifice her life for the baby could live. He's all grown up in this one, so it's taking place years after the original. So I hope it's something good, and I hope it's definitely something worth it, because it's just dope. I always like it when we have old characters coming back and stuff, and story continues. So we'll see how it plays out. And as I said, I will give it a chance. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. My review on Candyman. As I said, definitely recommend it. I could talk about it all day, but this is the basics of it. It's just a classic film in my eyes, in my books. But yeah, and I know they have a Candyman 2 and 3, but I heard they're not too good, but I'll check them out eventually. But thank you guys for watching. Tell me what you guys think about the original Candyman. Tell me what you guys like about it. Are you excited for the new Candyman? What are you excited for? And yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. And it's Michael Myers signing out.